All right, so we're going to introduce a new tool that is the rotate tool. We're going to do a couple of different exercises with this. I'm going to grab my rectangle and I'm going to draw a rectangle. Well, I'm not measuring, I'm just going to create a rectangle, pull it up into three-dimensional space, something like this. Now, if you are editing a whole object, it's much smarter to, one is that I can, if I click here, I'm just selecting this face, double click to select the face and the edges. And if I triple click, I select the whole object. So if I triple click and select the whole object, I would be rotating or editing the whole object. But what makes more sense than that is to select the whole object, right click, and either make it a component or a group. So I'll make it a group in this case. And now it's going to be easier to select and edit. So now with the object selected, I grab my rotate tool. And the way the rotate tool works is that the different ways I rotate come up on the protractor, red or green or blue, and I can force it to one axis or another. So if I tap the up arrow, I forced it to the blue. If I tap the right axis, I force it to the red. I'm sorry, the right arrow. And if I tap the left arrow, I force it to the green. So let's force it to the blue. And what I do is I click, and then I click again to set the pivot point, and I can rotate. Now what I can do is I can just rotate it, or I can type in a numeric. So if I wanted this to be 180, I would type 180 degrees and it would snap it to 180. Or if I wanted it to be 45 degrees, it would snap to 45 degrees. And also when I click, if I'm inside of the protractor, as I click, it will snap to those little increments on the protractor itself. So that's also very helpful when I am editing. Now, I'm going to undo that. If we're looking at the top, I've got it set to the blue, and if I click and then click again and rotate, and then hold down the control key, I can make a copy while I'm rotating. And I can also do that, of course, on the green. If I hold down if I tap the left arrow, I click, and then I click on the other end, and I can rotate it there. Once again, if I click, start to move, and hold down the control key, I can click and make a copy as I click by holding down the control key. And so we can create some very interesting shapes using that rotate tool. Okay, rotate on any one of those three axes. Okay. And it'll snap when it gets to the appropriate angles for you, 180, 45, whatever the case may be. Okay, so that's the rotate tool. Let's stop here. We're going to come back and do some rotating while copying, and we're going to look at using the move tool to rotate in additional exercises.